So today we're going to talk about the divine abodes. So I'm going to read. One day, a monk named Perma came to the Buddha and asked if he could teach and spread the Dharma in the land of the Sanaparatakas. The Sanaparatakas are hot-tempered people, responded the Buddha. In all likelihood, they will curse and insult you with angry, abusive words. How could this be for you, Perma? How would this be for you, Perma? Even if they do these things, I shall think them a good and kind people. After all, they did not strike me or hurled objects at me. What if they do strike you and throw rocks at you? Perma replied, I shall nevertheless think them good, for they did not club me. And even if they go on to club me, they still will not have killed me. What if they kill you, Perma? Asked the Buddha. Then I shall think them kindly, for they will have delivered me from this suffering world. Very well, Perma. I give you permission to dwell and teach in the land of the Saranapatankas. One day soon after his arrival there, Perma met a hunter. The man saw the shaven monk and decided to kill him right away. Perma opened his robe in order that the hunter could accurately aim his arrow and said, Dear sir, I am here in your country on a difficult mission. Aim here. This man has no fear of death, thought the flabbergasted hunter. I cannot kill such a brave and kind man. The man was so moved that he sat down and listened to Perma's teachings. Over the next month, thousands of fiery Saranaparantakas were won over by the loving kindness, compassion, and extraordinary fearlessness of the monk named Perma, who had come to live among them. So, what this chapter in this book is addressing, it's what is usually called in Buddhism the four abodes, the divine abodes, and what they talk about is that, as this book says, to be awakened and present in each moment is all that is necessary to open us to the present truth of life. So that's what Perma was doing as he was teaching the Dharma to these very nasty people who he won over. So the divine abodes of the Buddha are loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, joy in the happiness of others, and equanimity. And this book has been hanging around the house for a long time, many years. It was originally published in 1994, and it's written by Gavin Harrison. The foreword at that point was Joseph Goldstein, and it's called In the Lap of the Buddha. And this is what this book looks like. Somehow the book has become ready for me to read, and it's fascinating because Gavin talks about being in Wall Street and making a lot of money, living in an apartment in New York City, in almost like a penthouse apartment overlooking the Empire State Building, and all of a sudden coming to that realization of emptiness. That realization took him to become a monk in a monastery in many places in different places in the East. He was originally born in South Africa, and he tells a story of of his parents. He tells a story of boarding school. He tells a story of how he was abused sexually and verbally in school. And he talks about how he contracted HIV and how he dealt with that. It is an incredible, beautiful book that talks about that long journey that a lot of us takes. But Gavin Harrison's life is a very special life, and his teachings are very special, and his book gives a lot of guided meditations around not only about the abodes, but something like forgiveness. And he goes deeply into what forgiveness really is in a way that I had never read it before. I was so inspired by this book recently that I started wondering if Gavin Harrison was still alive. Because this is 1994 and he's talking about already he had HIV. Well, Gavin Harrison is still alive and well, and he lives in Hawaii, and he does a lot of artwork, and he goes around the world, including to Africa, where there are communities that specialize with children who are HIV because they contracted it from their parents. So my next thing, my aspiration is to meet Gavin and to go to one of his workshops. And so highly recommend In the Lap of the Buddha, an old book. Thank you, be well.